Hello friends, and welcome back to AutoFix Zone. If you are wondering, are there large amounts of carbon inside your car's engine? In today's video, you will know the definitive answer to this question, and we will talk about the best way to treat carbon without disassembling the engine, so stay with us until the end. At the beginning, if you want to prevent carbon buildup inside your car's engine, unfortunately, this is almost impossible. There are no specific habits or precautions that can prevent carbon from accumulating inside the engine, because carbon buildup inside the engine is inevitable as a result of combustion occurring inside the combustion chambers. However, at the end of the video, we will learn the best way to remove carbon inside the engine without disassembling the engine. Large carbon buildup inside the engine has clear symptoms. In most cases, all of them appear at the same time. But before we know the symptoms, let us first quickly identify the components on which carbon accumulates inside the engine: piston crown, valves, valve seats, manifold. Now let us learn about the most important symptoms that indicate carbon buildup inside the engine. 1. The first and most common symptom of carbon buildup inside the engine is random misfire. This happens because the carbon particles accumulated inside the combustion chambers, when exposed to extremely high pressure and high temperature, ignite and cause an explosion before the normal ignition timing, which results in a misfire inside the engine. 2. Noticeable loss of engine power and torque due to the leakage of a large portion of the combustion chamber's compression during the power stroke outside the engine. This happens because of the large amounts of carbon accumulated on the valve seats, which prevents the valve from closing completely. As a result, a considerable portion of the engine's power and torque leaks out, and the final result is an overall loss of engine power and torque. 3. A noticeable increase in fuel consumption. This is very normal due to the loss of engine torque and the occurrence of misfire, which leads to unstable RPM. If the engine does not operate smoothly and there is a significant loss of torque, the result will be higher fuel consumption to compensate for the loss of power, and all of this is due to heavy carbon buildup inside the engine. Hearing a popping or knocking sound from the engine. The situation becomes similar to using low-octane fuel in the engine, even though the fuel being used is perfectly suitable for your car's engine. This knocking or popping, which becomes clearly noticeable when the engine reaches operating temperature, is caused by large carbon buildup on the piston crown. The carbon ignites due to high pressure and temperature, causing an explosion inside the combustion chamber just moments before ignition, which leads to hearing the popping or knocking sound. Smelling a very unpleasant exhaust odor, to the point that if you run the engine in a closed garage, you may experience shortness of breath due to the toxic and harmful gases resulting from the combustion of carbon particles inside the engine. Difficulty starting the engine in the morning. The large amounts of carbon particles accumulated inside the combustion chambers, on the piston crown, on the valves, and possibly also on the spark plugs create an obstacle when starting the engine while it is cold. However, this problem disappears when the temperature of the combustion chambers increases, as ignition becomes much easier. The exhaust manifold turning red and reaching very high temperatures despite the catalytic converter not being clogged. This is due to large amounts of carbon inside the manifold. This carbon both restricts the flow of exhaust gases to the rest of the exhaust system and also ignites due to the high temperature produced by exhaust gases, which causes significant heat retention inside the exhaust manifold to the point that it glows red. The method of removing carbon inside the engine without disassembling the engine only requires purchasing one of the trusted carbon deposit cleaning products, which break down and remove carbon with very effective results that may reach up to 90%. You can easily remove the exhaust manifold and the intake manifold and clean them outside the car. However, the main task is cleaning the intake and exhaust valves from the intake and exhaust ports after removing the manifold. As for the combustion chambers, they can be cleaned through the spark plug openings. By repeating the process several times, cleaning them and drying them with compressed air, you will obtain very effective results at the lowest cost without disassembling the engine. If you liked the video, press like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell so you receive a notification for every new video. You are watching AutoFix Zone. See you in the next video.